at Stamford Bridge. Well, we had an 8-game Saturday for you in the Premier League. It hasn't disappointed with the first 7. Liverpool winning the Merseyside derby, Gary O'Neill winning back at Bournemouth with Wolves, Brentford back to winning ways, so too Manchester City against Brighton, 4-star show from Newcastle against Crystal Palace, Forest with 2 up, Luton came back to get a 2-2, as did Arsenal at Chelsea, and very shortly indeed we're off to South Yorkshire for Manchester United at Sheffield United. One big game for you on Sunday is Villa against West Ham on the Monday Night Football. As I say, Spurs, if they beat Fulham, they will be back on top of the tree. We're going to watch the bottom club very shortly, Sheffield United, at the moment with just 1 point. They are propping up the Premier League table. Bournemouth still under Iraola waiting for that first win with just 3 points. Burnley, the other team, in the drop zone. And as I say, Arsenal have gone level on points with Manchester City. Both played 9, just 2 goals better off the champions. Then come Liverpool and Spurs, who will be top if they win on Monday. Chelsea are 9th on 12 points.
Well, Declan, I suppose sometimes you bring your best football and everything seems easy and maybe you steamroll the opponent. Other times you need heart and grit and you need to find a way to get something. Was today the latter?
Yeah, definitely. I think first half from us probably the worst we've played all season in terms of sloppiness, not doing things in our structure, not doing things in how we've worked. But also that's massive credit to Chelsea. You know, the manager said this week that they've been really unlucky this season. You know, they were a tough opponent. They've got some incredible players. It was never going to be easy. But to show that heart, that character, you know, when you're 2-0 down, 15 to go, sometimes it's about that inner belief, that mindset that you can do it. And once I got the first, and you know, we kept pushing. It's about driving the team on and making sure that everyone else believes that we can get something here. So in the end, it's a positive result from where we come from.
Just something you said there. What weren't you doing in your structure? And was that sort of on you guys, or was that something Chelsea were doing?
No,
you know, it was almost like 6 in midfield, wasn't it?
Yeah,
which would have made it tough, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think Chelsea, the way they worked in midfield, made it really compact. But even us on the ball, my first pass wasn't good enough for the game. I give it away, sloppy pass, ends in an attack.
Did you give them a lot of early encouragement?
I think so, yeah. I think we give away one in the box in the first 5 minutes. I give away one. Some sloppy errors in front to go up in the other end. But I think second half, you know, we showed what we're about, that belief, that hunger, never said die attitude. And, you know, to stay unbeaten as well so far, you know, it's a name for us that we want to keep doing.
And it just looked, it was starting to feel like it was slipping away, wasn't it, when you got your goal? Did you feel that?
Do you know what, when you look up at the clock and, you know, Chelsea, you know, we've gone full gas for the whole game and you start to run out of legs. But when I latch onto that one and put it in, you find a second bit of energy, shall I say, and, you know, what a cross. And, you know, obviously Trossard, all the subs who come on were outstanding today. It's a massive team effort. You know, it's about the team always, and I think today we showed great heart and character.
Just tell us about the picture you saw for your goal, because we see those types of mistakes from goalkeepers quite a bit, because obviously most teams are looking to play out, but they're not always punished.
Yeah, I think it was the fact that the angle of where I was, instead of driving the ball with my laces, you know, I kind of had to curl it away from the keeper. And luckily enough, I think it hit the post and went in, or hit the side.
Not lucky, Declan. Not lucky.
No, obviously it was this quick instinct. You know, you've got a split second decision whether to pass the ball forward and someone else have a shot, or I take it on. And, you know, obviously I took it on, I scored, was obviously buzzing, but we're still 2-1 down at that point, and, you know, I wanted us to kick on, and, you know, we did that.
And very lastly, nice to get the goal here, given your journey, your story with Chelsea.
Yeah, I've been due one here, to be fair. Obviously I always wish the club well. You know, it's a club who's always done massive things for me in the past, you know, especially at the start of my career. So no, it was nice to get a goal here, but more importantly, I'm so happy for the Arsenal fans today, and obviously for the team.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yes, they got a point. He said it wasn't good enough, and they went 2-0 down. And tell me Mudryk was definitely crossing here, wasn't he?
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
He was lucky to get a goal anyway. So therefore, that was a lucky break, and especially in the beginning of the second half. So that broke a little bit, you know, the attitude of Arsenal. He wanted to cross it, and it just went over it. So he was lucky. I want somebody to interview him and ask him if it was.
I think that you can see
any issue at all with Raya's positioning, right?
I don't think so, because if you look at his head, Raya's looking at him thinking that he's trying to put a cross in. Yeah. So he's trying to make sure that he kind of like guards that. He's not expecting that.
No.
You can't blame the keeper for that at all, how that's gone in. But, like, you know, a goal's a goal, you know.
It's a missed kick.
It's a missed kick, of course.
But it went in, and, you know, it counts. And then that moment, I think that Chelsea was playing well because I had a feeling that Arsenal was withdrawing a little bit. They gave them a little bit more space to have a build-up. And until 75th, so this is an easy game for Chelsea.
And the three of us are having a conversation throughout the game, in general, about goalkeepers playing out for the back and teams taking risks. And then suddenly, this happens with Sanchez, Ruud.
Yeah, we call it in Holland the Dutch disease because we always want to play from the back. And this is, look, but this is, you know, sometimes you need to understand when you have to kick the ball away or when you have to play on. And I think that was a bad decision. And it put them in the driving seat again.
I think it was a brilliant technique because, like he said, he had to make sure it was curling away from the keeper, and he had a split second to actually execute that. And that is the kind of thing for a team that's fighting for something. That was a break they needed.
And for any substitute, the manager's told, go on and make an impact. Now, Trossard hasn't just done this today. As I say, 3 Premier League goals, they've all come off the bench. He does make a difference.
Well, he does, but like you look at this, you know, it's great cross from Saka. I think when we see it from the other angle, you know, Gusto's got to have a word with himself. You know, Havertz does well here. There's a presence in there, so that keeps the ball in that last third, and they win it back here. But like, you know, once he gets back involved, they've got to be
looks at him.
They cannot let Saka come back inside here. He looks at him, Gusto, and then he leaves him.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the 2 bits of quality what Arsenal needed to show. It was Declan Rice's brilliant finish and this by Saka's pinpoint cross for Trossard to finish. Those are the moments that, you know, gave us a point today.
It's a great goal, but it's ball watching, you know, you don't need to do that. The guy on the ball is not the threat. The threat is all behind you, and you need to watch it. And that's where most of the time, where the Italians were always good in, because they always keep a hand on you, always like this, to feel where you are. But the distance is too much, so he doesn't know where he is. So that's, but a great cross, Saka.
Yeah,
great cross. They believed in it, and all of a sudden, it's 2-2, and you have a feeling as a Chelsea fan that you're throwing something away. I think that Pochettino would be very, very disappointed with this result.
Nearly got better. You were out of your seat, Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I thought it was very opportunistic, trying to be very opportunistic in this particular incident, because like once this gets to him, Saliba does brilliantly again there. Great run from Eddie, you know, great run from him, and I thought that he wasn't going to quite get there, but then just sticks the toe out, just unlucky. You know, this is the run. Brilliant run, shows good pace in between the defenders, and he gets there just in front of Silva. And, you know, that is unlucky. That's a great effort from Eddie.
And let's remind ourselves how Chelsea took the lead in the first half, because a lot of people having their opinion on this and what is or isn't handball. The referee didn't give it on field first of all.
No, I was surprised how long he had to look at it. It's a penalty. You know, it's a handball for clear. So I didn't know what he was watching, you know, if it was intentional, not intentional. The thing is, his hands are out. It looks like he heads the ball towards the goal. Okay, if it goes on goal, we don't know yet, but it looks like it. Yeah, you know, if that's not a penalty, I don't know. It's a penalty.
But
it's harsh.
Yeah, of course. The current climate, it is a penalty.
The rule says that it is a penalty.
You look at it there, it's not even going in the goal. I would have said, listen, if it's going in the goal, I'd say,
no.
You know what I mean? But the way the law is, it's the mess. The penalty handball law, it's a mess all over the place.
What would you like to see?
You see what I'd like to see in this instant? If he's heading that ball, it's going on target, then I'll say, you know something, he's stopped a goal-scoring opportunity. But if you see it and it's going off target, especially as a defender...
So that doesn't matter?
No, not for me. Not for me, because the defender has not made himself unnatural in the way. He's trying to give himself leverage to go and head the ball, and his arms there. That's not intentional. And I know that intentional has nothing to do with it now, but at the same time, they've got to look at that. That's harsh.
That's very different. Yeah, it's a difficult rule.
We saw Sterling want to take it. Palmer did take it, and Palmer scored it. Now, one quick... The goalkeeper, Sanchez, coming out and catching...
It happened already a couple of times. And for me, this is a penalty. And I cannot understand. They are above here. The VAR is above this studio. And this is a foul. You just... Look,
nowhere near the goalkeeper.
Nowhere near. Not even... Look, this is a penalty. If you do that as a player,
He's missed the whole ball.
It's unbelievable for me. And he also, you know, he can get hurt like that. And I think it happened also with Man United one game.
Yeah, on
Onana against Wolves, yeah.
Same thing, you know, and I don't understand why this is not a penalty. It's a clear foul. You come too late, and you can hurt somebody. So I think that is definitely for me a penalty. They should do something about it. VAR upstairs, guys.
If the goal, yeah,
do
if he's coming this far, this far,
and he's just too late.
he's made a foul. But at the same time, you know, Jesus is in amongst the bodies. You have to look at that. If he catches Tomiyasu, you probably say something.
No.
But like the fact that Jesus is in amongst the bodies, you know, people will say, well, Jesus was nowhere near the ball. But at the same time,
Doesn't
the
matter.
goalkeeper's
He
missed
can't
it.
go to the ball either. You know, I think it's a foul. For
I
sure.
think it's a foul.
It's a foul.
It's a foul.
So
It's
what do you
foul.
do? If it's a foul, then it is a penalty.
I don't know. I don't know what now with IFAB. Or
What are the rules
GMO,
in
I
here
don't know
then?
anymore.
What is the rules in
I
here
ain't got a
then?
clue what's going on anymore, you know?
No,
I ain't
we
got a
won't ask
clue.
Righty that. What we do know is you've got a point, Arsenal, and you said it was crucial not to lose the
Yeah.
game. They're still unbeaten. They're level on points with Manchester City after all of that.
And the thing with that as well, Steve, is to play as poorly as they played, and you heard Declan Rice say it, it's going to be interesting to hear Mikel Arteta's interview, but the main thing is not to lose. And it's not just a case of just for Man City, it's just to, when you're not playing well, you find something. Yes, the goalkeeper gave us a chance and we took it well, but you have to get something out of these games away from home because you have to win your home games if you're going for the title. You have to win them.
So Chelsea lead Arsenal in the London derby by a 1-0. Much to discuss. Let's get into it. The big incident after 12 minutes. Rude. Any complaints from a Chelsea point of view?
No, I think it's a penalty. It's a clear penalty. His hands is up, and you know the ball could go to the goal. It's harsh because you need to jump. You need to do something with your arms. You can't jump without it. So he needs to do that. But ball goes to. It could go towards goal. And then it is a penalty. And if that is not a penalty, what is?
Well, interestingly, Righty, Chris Kavanagh didn't give it on field. It needed the intervention of Jared Gillett and VAR. How are you feeling about this?
Well, I think that even there we could see that the header looked like it was missing. I'm not sure how else he's supposed to try and jump to try and win it. His arm is naturally going to go out to his side. And I just feel that the people who made that particular law in respect of that penalty in the proximities, they don't play football. You can't do anything about that. There's nothing Saliba can do about trying to challenge and his arms over there and the ball hits it. There's nothing he can do.
But that is difficult to point out for a referee what is intensive and what is not.
Well,
That is the difficulty. That's why they made this rule
Yeah,
to
but
make
this
it
rule-
a little bit more clear.
Well, then, you know the thing with this one, then, Rude, they should look and see, is that definitely going in? Is he stopped a goal-scoring opportunity? Because if you look at it, that's what they should be judging that on, because there's nothing Saliba could do to get out of the way of that. So if that's going in the goal, then I don't think I'd complain about it. That's not going in the goal.
Presumably the interpretation is it's out, it's above your head height, it's in an unnatural, above shoulder height.
That don't look unnatural to me in respects of trying to challenge for a ball in the box. His arm's not up here.
But that is true. But you have to draw a line, you know, as a referee, to where you should, you know, give a penalty or not. I think it's already difficult for referees to point that out, and they change the rules a lot of times to make it more difficult. The thing is, there's so many grey areas in football that it makes it sometimes difficult to pinpoint
The thing is with Rude, even if Arsenal got that, I'd be saying that's harsh on Chelsea because I'm not sure what the defender could do.
Harsh for sure.
You know, because
But it is a penalty.
Okay, I'll leave it with Rude.
Okay, we must move on. Now, what I must ask you is, Cole Palmer took the penalty, as he did at Burnley, but you noticed just beforehand, Raheem Sterling running across.
No, Ian noticed it. He was seeing this discussion, and I think that, look, he just said, "No, Palmer." I like that, but
You know what's
Palmer,
good? I like
by the
that
way.
from Palmer, but I like the fact that the team came round and said, let him do it. And Raheem took it. Look, Raheem's going over to celebrate with him. The
Yes.
thing is that Raheem looked a little bit disappointed at first, but then Fernandes came and said something, someone else came and said something.
Yeah.
And it's done. And they scored a penalty, and everybody's celebrating together. It's not a bad thing.
It's good for you know. He is a striker. He wants to score goals, and he was eager to take it. I like that. And that's what you need from a striker. So
Yeah,
therefore, positive for him.
Okay, so that's the first away goal Arsenal conceded this season. What has gone wrong with Arsenal? Why have Chelsea stopped them playing?
It's not so much what's gone wrong with Arsenal. I have to give Chelsea credit for the way they've defended. They've defended very well. They know Arsenal want to play out from the back, and when you look at the 4-4-2 that they've got, you can see the space.